Hey, what's going on everyone? It is Foul Play here and we're back again playing some more Modern. So we're going to be picking up and playing Bant here today, but it is actually a different variant of Bant than what I've been playing recently. So this one is actually incorporating copies of Cartouche's Solidarity at 3 copies and 2 copies of Sentinel's Eyes. So I'm actually also trimming down on Staggering Insight from 4 down to 3, and on Cartouche Curious Obsession from 4 down to 2. Also completely removing the Aqueous Form from the list as well. So I've been really sort of impressed at what the extra white auras have been doing, and feel like a lot of the time when you run Bant, you just lose those effects, and it's really frustrating having a Bogle deck which is weaker in creature matchups. But yeah, hopefully this is a bit of a happy little medium for us. I'm going to test it with just the adjusted numbers and see how we go. Obviously, I'm still running the 4 Force Negations in the main deck, and same usual core of 4 Rancor, 4 Ethereal Armor, 4 Hyena Umbra, and Daybreak. Same 20 lands that we've been doing. With the sideboard, I'm going to be basically taking the same sideboard I've been using in Green-White, with the 3 Cursed Totems, the 2 Torpor Orbs, the Graveyard Hate on Soulguard Lantern here at 3, Artifact Enchantment Hate between the Seal of Cleansing and Force of Vigor 2 and 1, and 3 Path to Exiles there as well. So that's the list here today. Hopefully it performs well. We'll see what happens shortly. Also, apologies for Monday's video not getting uploaded. It was actually a long weekend on Monday for us here in Australia, or at least in South Australia. So yeah, actually just enjoying the time off with my partner, and yeah, just chilling out at home. Didn't get around to starting the videos for the week, so today's video we'll do the first and second match for you guys, and hopefully that makes up for it a little bit. Alright, so here we are for the first match. Won the Dyral, which is fantastic, versus D Green 16. The old no lander. We're gonna have to go down to 6 here. This hand's looking a lot better. I will keep. I think we're in a spot where we can probably just bottom the breeding pool and get into it. So we'll also lead on the mana confluence here, and we'll leave Slippery Bogle in hand too. A little bit of a painful hand, but I guess at least we get a 3/3 first striker if we're versing an aggressive deck. But we're going to be taking another 4 damage here, so 15 damage. Not keen. Here we go. Discard deck. Fucking fun times. Alright, Hyena Umbra goes to the Angels. Oh, he takes the Bogle. Interesting. Force Negation. Ready to work hard here. So, you know, that's pretty indicative of my opponent probably having Liliana of the Veil off Blackleaf Cliffs with no other efforts. Let's just start playing around Edict type effects. If they want a Tarmogoyf here, it's a 2/3. We can then Sentinel's Eyes, still hold up Dryad Arbor. I mean, Ethereal Armor is just really good here. Opponent's got to stop on our draw step all of a sudden. They didn't have that there before. But yeah, Sentinel's Eyes does come back from the graveyard. We'll just go ahead and play Ethereal Armor. Attack for 4 this time. And if they want to try and Liliana us, we got Dryad Arbor there to at least get past it for 1 turn. Would have preferred maybe a blue card, so we could have just Force Negated after drawing the Force Negation the turn prior. Opponent is on 12th, so I mean we have like a pretty reasonable clock here. Opponent has the Hymn to Turek type creature here, makes us discard 2 cards. Oh, that's only when they kick it. So it's pro white, and it's a 2/1 legendary. That's like really not that impressive. Looks like they're gonna try and hold up Fatal Push at the same time as killing our guy. We draw Invisible Stalker, which is actually very, very good protection. And our opponent chooses not to attack with Tarmogoyf, which I suppose means they're looking at jump blocks here. Alright, so they missed 2 points of damage. Weird. I can only assume that was a misclick. So now it looks like what my opponent's trying to set up is Fatal Push plus Liliana. We're just extremely fortunate to draw the Invisible Stalker there to pair with our Force Negation. Suppose we could have hardcast the Invisible Stalker then. And then held the Force of Negation in hand for a future turn. That possibly would have worked. That's like a little bit better if we hit land this next turn as well. So I think we maybe just slightly misplayed that one. I think it's about equal playing Sentinel's Eyes or not playing Sentinel's Eyes. They might think we have Staggering Insight or something, so it seems good enough to keep it in hand at this point. If our opponent has second Liliana of the Veil, that's plus removal, that's very unfortunate. Because if they do indeed counter this current line here with a removal spell, then we'll be down to 1 land, a million years away from Lurrus, and also at the threat of Liliana of the Veil. So our opponent gets pretty lucky there to have double Lily, honestly. We did get lucky to draw the Force of Negation plus the blue card, though. It would be really cool if we could hit a Bogle here. We're not going to. I'm just going to concede at this point. It's pretty rough, honestly. So in this matchup, all we really want is a little bit of graveyard hate. Honestly, bringing in 3 might be too many. We do actually have Cartridge of Solidarity. I'm very excited about that. Let's look at the pile view real quick. I think maybe we can trim on like a Staggering Insight and a Sentinel's Eyes. Maybe Sentinel's Eyes isn't awful. Might trim out 1 mana here, so we'll get rid of a Plains. Alright. I think the hand's good enough, but obviously there's a lot of situations where it's probably not good enough. If our opponent takes our Curious Obsession, we can run out double creature, which is semi-reasonable. I am in love with that card draw, man. That's pretty impressive. The fact we get to use our mana efficiently and draw a card off of this, I'm very keen. Alright, well, we're getting through our non-aura spells here. Opponent with black-red, hits a Dark Confidant. We do find the Ethereal Armor though. We get to play around our opponents so perfectly here, man. This feels really good. I'm actually supposed to play the Invisible Stalker there, not hold it, saving life. Opponent hits the Overgrown Tomb off their Dark Confidant, chooses to play Forest instead. I think it's correct to force a negation here. It just applies a lot of pressure very early. Now we can start looking at putting Lurus to hand as well. Opponent concedes. Okay, cool. Well, Force Negation being a makeshift Leyline of Sanctity, but also doing a pretty reasonable job at it. I don't see myself wanting to change too much post-board, so let's run it back. It says on my thing that we're in game 3 of the first match. Yeah, of course. It's like 0-0 game 3. Yeah. Don't worry. Airhead moment. Alright, well, this sucks. On the draw this game, opponent obviously chooses to play first there. He's keeping a 7, so we have to mulligan. And we're like mulliganing in face of Inquisition as well. We'll keep this one. I think we just bottom double Rancor, have a pretty poor clock, but a creature that we can enchant. Ah, you know it's coming. This Cartouche of Solidarity needs to do a lot of work for us, man. Fuck you, dude. I don't like starting the game 4 cards down to my opponent's 1 card, but hey. Mulligan and Pitch Force to answer 1 freaking card, man. With this list, it might actually be more correct for me to get Temple Garden there. Fuck off, dude. Okay. Goes after the Daybreak Coronet. Opponent is happy with me getting creatures to play around Liliana with. I mean, maybe he has the answer for this creature, but maybe he doesn't have the answer for the next one, right? We are fortunate that they bricked on land for at least a turn. He just fetches a basic swamp. Oh man, this seems so weird. So here I think we can actually do something a little bit tricky and enchant the Warrior token. Is that bad or not? It's better against removal, but it's worse against Liliana because we get a smaller creature. I think, like, we get to attack for 4 though. I think it might actually be a reasonable line. And yeah, we draw the Rancor before we draw the White Aura as well here. We're actually pretty fortunate that we've been drawing gas here. Opponent hits Mountain, so they currently shut off green mana. Fuck, that's gets us pretty reasonably. Apparently I have to click on my 1 card in hand there. We still do get to try and race our opponent. Alright, we'll just do this again. Alright, we put our opponent to 4. Dark Confidant could potentially do 3 damage or something here if they hit Liliana. 4 if they hit Bloodbraid Elf. They hit Lightning Bolt. Did they brick on land after all of that and now they can't Liliana plus removal spell? Well, there's a Liliana. We'll of course sack the warrior token here. There's potential we don't want to attack our opponent at all and just let them dive their Dark Confidant. I think I'm happy to roll those dice. Liliana's not going to make us sacrifice or anything here. Let's see if he actually hits something worth some damage for a change, other than just mana and removal, cheap removal. Booyah, let's go. Awesome. Alright, well that's pretty good result for a first match. I really did not expect to get that. After, you know, mulliganing to 5 and having to force a negate a turn 1 aura. We ran hot. Opponent bricked out on mana. Yeah, that's huge. That's so awesome. Reminder guys, if you do enjoy the video, want to see more content like this, just be sure to subscribe to the channel and you'll be able to keep up to date with everything that we do. Alright, so here we are for the second match. Won the die roll again versus Cherryman. For some reason I think Tron when I see that name. It's definitely an opponent that I've versed before. Here we essentially have a 1 mana land which can't cast any auras. So I'm gonna mulligan. Alright, this one looks a decent amount better. Let's go ahead and keep it. Alright, so definitely keeping this one. Opponent's mulliganing to 6 as well. I think ditching Force and Negation might be a bit loose. Let's get rid of the Invisible Stalker. Forest. Arbor Elf. I smell this disgusting deck called Heliod right now, and I really don't like it. The Snow Forest could mean Bant Snow, though. Oh, it's the Enchantress deck. Gotcha. Well, I guess we just try to win as fast as we can. And maybe we have Force of Negation for next turn, or from next turn, to counter an effect that stops us from killing them or something. If they sink like 3 mana into something like that, I'm going to be pretty happy. Opponent plays the Temple Garden in tapped. They might have like 1 3 mana effect here, but they have access to 4 mana, so that seems a bit odd. Stirring Grove, giving their other enchantments Shroud. They don't have the creature that gives stuff unblockable, though. So we're just going to go ahead and attack for 8. Sorry, did I say it gives their enchantments unblockable? I meant gives their enchantments uncounterable. There is a creature that does that. Opponent concedes. Alright, well, I feel pretty happy stealing the game 1 there. I think that's very fortunate for us. Post board, we have access to Force of Vigor and Seal of Cleansing. I think Cursed Totem can do stuff against their mana side of their deck, but I'm not sure if that's where we really want to be. There is also a graveyard lock this deck can do if they're running Hall of Generosity. Let's just play as if they don't have it. Or, I mean, let's play like they don't get that online, because if the game goes long like that, realistically, we're probably losing. As much as you guys probably don't want to hear that, right? If you're keen to see me play like the Enchantress deck, let me know in the comments as well. This is all pretty shit, honestly. We'll keep this bottom, done. It's still really not that good. I think we get Breeding Pool here, despite it switching us off Daybreak Coronet. It just allows us to most reliably cast our auras, and also allows us to be 1 blue mana source off of hard casting Force of Negation. Oh. Oh. Hello, opponent. You didn't think that was gonna stop me, did you? That's fucking rude as, man. That is rude as, opponent. Hell no. These abundant growths allow them to just get past it for free. What a cheapskate, dude. What an absolute scoundrel. Alright, well, hopefully their hand's not got much other than Blood Moon going on. Otherwise, we're probably pretty boned. Oh my. Mm-hmm. Casual 5 mana in the pool. You tap this for the wrong color? Is that what happened? No, he's going for 5 white. Oh, he's decided he didn't need this plains. Ah. Yes, we can attack, put Lurrus to hand. Lurrus probably isn't going to do like a million things this game, but might be worth doing just in case. So this one, Solitary Confinement. Beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice it unless you discard a card. You have Shroud, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. Other Enchantress is present. So if they play another Solidarity, Confinement, or Greater Auramancy, we're kind of screwed. All right, cool. Well, we just lose to the Stirring Grove. We might have been able to race that. Maybe. Blood Moon. That basic can come back in. Let's bring in a little bit more card draw. Maybe Vigilance is not that important of a stat comparatively. Alright, so we'll submit that. We'll get into it. Hand looks like it is very slow and has no interaction. I'm going to mulligan. And has no has interaction but no creature. We potentially... They probably don't have creature removal here. We can get a turn 2 Seal of Cleansing, which is good through Blood Moon. And then Lurrus to hand and go in on Lurrus. I think this is actually a keep. Ditch the Horizon Canopy here. This might seem unorthodox, but I've got a hunch. On the play, I think it's possibly good enough. Opponent with the Utopia Sprawl. Let's just fire that off, slow our opponent down. Stir and Grove, sure. Alright, so we pretty much need to dodge Blood Moon here, and then we should be okay. If our opponent Blood Moons, we just straight lose. Looks like maybe they've missed a land drop. I would be very welcoming of that. Excellent. Force Negation, of course, a fantastic draw. Greater Auramancy. Obviously, we can't allow that to happen. So we'll go ahead, Force a Negate. And now they have to deal with a Seal of Cleansing every turn. And I think we just go after double of my opponent's enchantments here. So opponent's going to sack it in response. Put an aura on top of their library. On thin ice on top of their library. Fuck, my opponent left that in post board. That hurts, man. That really hurts. Alright, well, Seal of Cleansing can't come back from the grave yet. Alright, well, we'll just go ahead and cartouche here. That's so bullshit, man. And they have the Stir and Grow instead of the Greater Auramancy. I guess they played the Greater Auramancy second, but that's so fucking dumb. Oh, there goes our awesome engine that we had gone. Blood Moon, hooray. Yeah, cool. Cool deck, opponent. Fucking awesome deck. Yeah, so strangely enough, I think this is actually a bad matchup because they have better interaction for us than what we do for them. And obviously, if he's splashing for Blood Moon, that's just pretty painful, right? Alright, we do actually draw an aura we can cast. Let's start attacking. Opponent, 6 cards in hand. Drawing 2 cards every time they cast or have an enchantment enter. And now their enchantment spells are uncounterable. Another Blood Moon. Topia Sprawl. I think we're okay here. If we hit Force of Vigor in this next turn, I think we could still be okay. Now we're actually switched off attacking with our warrior token. I'll hold Mana Confluence in hand. There's not really that much point extending it. Just twiddle our thumbs while our opponent does some sort of absurd Yu-Gi-Oh strategy here. Are we getting Emerald yet, or what's the go? Just another Wall of Blossoms. Yep. Opponent does have to obviously discard cards. Cool. That makes this game just that bit harder. So Seal of Cleansing into our Force of Vigor maybe, please. We need a pretty absurd run of cards here to actually do anything. Our opponent just hasn't locked us quite yet though, so mathematically it's unfeasible, but we'll just play to it. All right, cool. That's game. That's the fact your opponent left on thin ice in. That feels really bad, man. Oh, Seal of Cleansing on top as well. Fuck off. Oh, that's unlucky. We probably won a match we shouldn't have, and I felt like a little bit hard done by losing that second match there, but that's the way the game goes sometimes. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. As always, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll be sure to continue bringing out the content for you all. Thanks very much. Catch you next time.